Movie notes on Pride and Prejudice, 2005 film, 22 October 2024 viewing. I just finished doing this today, Tuesday, 22 October 2024. I am Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And I have done a notes video for the book this is based on. And I've put it, I think, in at least one watch list, but I don't think I've done movie notes. So I've got my movie notes. This is my description for this viewing of this film. It's a fiction film about a second-born daughter, Elizabeth Bennet, in a family with only daughters, who lives at home with her retired father, mother, elder sister, and younger sisters, and her journey falling in love with an upper-class man known as Mr. Darcy. Yes, so she's the second of, I think it's a family of 5 children, 5 of which are daughters, so 100% female offspring. And in this movie, so the second-born, so there's the eldest, who's Jane, and then she's the firstborn, and then the second-born, Elizabeth Bennet, portrayed by Keira Knightley in this movie. And then there's, I think, a Lydia, and then 2 others. Or Lydia's at the bottom. There's only 2 that are teenagers. The youngest 2 are teenagers, or something like that from the book. But yeah. So it's a good one. I enjoy it, and I grew up and I was like, you know, I'm part English. I should put this in the England thing. I'm part English by ancestral origins, and it's one that I thought was well done enough of like, but that would be enjoyable, going to dances where like there's some sort of structure there. Although it would be fun if it was the right group of people. It might not be so much fun if it's like a not so fun group of people. So there was like that kind of like caveat and stuff. I was like, I'm still waiting for my Mr. Darcy to come and move me out of my parents' house and in with him, like Mr. Darcy did with Elizabeth Bennet. Yeah, so he ends up taking her, plucking her from her retired parents' house where she lives. So I'm like, where's my Mr. Darcy to pluck me from the house? And then Dancing with Purpose. So there's dancing in here, and it's done with purpose for both fun and communication and some kind of social interactions and that kind of stuff. And it's like dancing with purpose. Exercise of thinking of closing sequence of this YouTube channel as a dance sequence where it meets a closing shift sequence from my work experience. So yeah, I used to work closing shifts at work, and there'd be like a checklist of things we need to do at the end of the day when the business closed for what we needed to do. So and so I was thinking, I was like, do that where it meets the dancing. Dance is done with a sequence, you know, and you want to stay in sequence, otherwise you're like, oh, what's going on here? So I was like, all right, can I come up with like a rough sequence? So here's what I got. Closing sequence for this YouTube channel, and this is the PhD in physics in Italy full force pathway. And closing sequence is meant like a business because a business reopens. Right? So this is the closing part before the rest and reopening. And this is the like 14-month break kind of thing. So step 1, finish moving in with Josh. No proceeding to step 2 until the day after we finish moving me in at the earliest. So I move in, and the last day of moving my stuff in, I cannot go to step 2 in this closing sequence until after I am moved in. Okay. So step 2 is start counting billable hours, allocation of my own choosing, non-work related, for my videos in my Notes on Sports, Books, and Movies playlists. Yes, so essentially keep going with content, but start counting up. So like the next video I publish, and the earliest that could start is the day after I finish moving in. And this whole sequence is about making sure I don't abruptly stop. There's like actual continuity with my real life, you know, and it's not like, oh, there she goes, and there's like content. So then start counting up, and then at earliest the day after finish moving. It would start whenever I put something out that falls into that playlist. Okay. It is categorized in that place. Step 3, when I reach / pass 40 billable hours allocation of my own choosing, non-work related, for my videos and my notes on sports, books and movies playlist, cease all normal video output on this YouTube channel. So normal videos end once I reach. So if like if the video it reaches 40 hours, then I'd stop with that one. But if it reaches like, it's at like 39 and goes to 42, or it's at 38 and goes to 41, then that video that takes it over, right? That's the ending one. So either 40 or passes 40. Then I stop doing my normal videos. And then step 4, execute my closing videos sequence. Could be as few as one video. So if I just want to do a notice taking a 14-month break from posting new content, then that would be the video. So at least one, but as many as I have designated for closing videos. Okay, before. And for that one, so then for that particular one, a video announcement would be ideally putting in the video description a link to my second channel, being like, what's the duration I'm going to be away, and then what would tentatively then be the day I would at earliest start publishing new content again. Right, so being communicating, but that whole sequence is about making sure, there's still content, right? There's the moving, there's however much or little we decide to cover of that, but then also there's that kind of like a mini project just to transition to the closing. And then, well, it's the closing, but it's part of the closing sequence. So, but like, yeah, the point is trying to make it not abrupt or jarring, kind of. And then coordinating that with my life. So pivot points, PhD in physics in Italy full force. 1, meet my Aunt Annette with Josh. 2, meet my Grandma Connie with my Josh. 3, see the mineral collection of my Aunt Annette's friend with Josh if we can. Okay, and then, so there are the 3 pivot points. As it described. And then the last step, when returned to posting, so when I come back after those 14 months, or approximately 14 months, if it ends up being a few more days or something like that, perhaps try like a year-long experiment of something for Saturdays, like sacred Saturdays or otherwise, and an overarching theme, such as topic of one of my notes on blank books and movies playlists. So like sports, year 1, acting and music, including entertainment more generally, year 2, and science year 3, etc. So essentially taking those playlists and being like, so essentially, however many days I want to put out, do like, so if let's say it's a 7-day week and I did a video each day or something, be 6 days where the topic or theme of the channel is, what did I say, sports, right? And then sacred Saturdays or otherwise, right? But taking those playlists where it's kind of by a genre or a topic or a theme, and be like, I'm just gonna do whatever that means, right? That could be book notes, that could be movies, but that could also be how else do I want to expand that in my own knowledge base and put that out there. So kind of taking it and treating all of this as like scaffolding that doesn't go away towards a more in-depth approach to that topic. So that would be fun, especially for a longer term commitment to this when I'm doing other stuff and with living with my soulmate and or soulmates. I think that'd be kind of fun. A year-long experiment where I change it, but we get to grow in terms of like what I'm in one topic area, if none other than our knowledge base. I think that'd be kind of fun. So that's what I was thinking. So those are my movie notes. On Pride and Prejudice, 2005 film, 22 October 2024 viewing. I like it. I recommend it. I enjoy it.